Hey everybody, it's your girl Urban Farm Sister. Hey everyone, it's your girl Urban Farm Sister. I'd like to welcome you to Hydroponics with Urban Farm Sister. So today we got some cool, interesting things that we're going to grow in hydroponics. We have some corn. Some of these plants, they've been in here just a little bit too long. It's kind of yellowing. They need some nutrients. So we're going to hurry up and get them in the system. But we're going to grow some corn, some kale and collards, some zinnias, and some sunflowers. So I've grown a lot of different plants in hydroponics. I've even grown things like moringa and things like that. I had tried corn a few years ago and I wasn't successful. The actual grow media I had them in, it caused it to rot. So I'm going to do something different this time. I'm also not going to put them in a deep water culture system. I'm going to put them in a Dutch bucket system. So if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as the different systems, I actually offer a hydroponics course that you can subscribe to. It's $7.99 a month. And it'll teach you about the basics of hydroponics. You can do so by going to our website, agracademyinc.org/courses, if you'd like to register for this particular course. So, like I said, we're going to be growing corn. This is a sweet corn. It gets about 4 to 6 feet tall, so I think I'm good with my Dutch bucket system. So I'm really excited about growing that. I love growing corn outdoors, so it's going to be really fun growing it indoors, especially during the winter time. This is also an experiment for me as far as, growing certain crops that, usually take up a lot of space outdoors, trying to see if you can get them to grow in a hydroponic system, either indoors or in, say, like a greenhouse or something. If you can get them to grow in those systems, number one, they'll grow a lot faster, and then also you can turn them over and you can grow them all year long. So growing the corn is going to be an experiment. So I'm also getting into growing cut flowers, and I've grown zinnias before in hydroponics, so I know they grow. They actually flowered. I had a lot of zinnias. So I'm just going to grow them now indoors. When I had set that hydroponic system up, I had actually set it up outdoors, and so this time it's going to be indoors, and I'm actually going to grow them way out of season. This is my first time actually growing sunflowers in hydroponics, but they're related to the zinnias. They're all daisy plants, so I'm pretty sure it'll be all right. It'll do what it needs to do. So you can see the roots are very long. I should have took these plants out about a week or so ago. Kind of delayed. I had a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to get these in the system as soon as possible so we don't have any stunted growth. Like I say, the corn is already kind of turning colors because it needs some nutrients. Corn likes a lot of nitrogen. So we're gonna accommodate those particular plants. So these are the plants we're going to start out with. Of course, I'm going to incorporate some more, but I want to get these started, put them in their systems, and we're going to follow their growth over the next, 1 to 2 months. The corn itself is supposed to take about 78 days to mature if it was outdoors. I think we're going to actually cut that in time in half since we're growing it in hydroponics. I won't get into the specifics of why that is. If you want to find out more, you can, like I say, register for the course and learn that. When I grew zinnias, it was supposed to take 70 days, and I actually got them flowering in about 30 days when we were growing them outdoors in the hydroponic system. The same thing when I was growing some cucumbers. It was supposed to take about 75 days for the actual cucumber to mature and produce fruit. I was getting cucumbers in half that time. It was like 34 days and I was collecting cucumbers. So when you grow in hydroponics, it actually accelerates the grow time exponentially. You can cut time in half. And then again, like I say, if you're growing indoors or in a greenhouse or something, you actually can keep growing succession crops over and over and over again, because you know they're not exposed to those elements outdoors, especially if you're dealing with the winter and things like that. So let's go get these plants into their systems. I'll be back to show you what the systems look like. All right, let's get busy. So this is our deep water culture system. We're actually going to grow the zinnias and the sunflowers in this system. We're going to grow the corn and the collards in a Dutch bucket system. And we're going to go to kale probably in another deep water culture. We might even put the collards in a deep water culture. The corn, however, has to go in those Dutch bucket systems. Reason being, number one, they're going to grow really tall. Number two, you don't want them constantly sitting in water. When I tried to grow them in a deep water culture system before, what happened is they had coconut coir in their base, and it started to mold and it rotted the plant as well as the media, and it was just a mess, and the plants just didn't do well because they were constantly sitting in water. So I'm going to try them in this Dutch bucket system that we have over here. This is going to be a temporary Dutch bucket system because where the Dutch buckets are right now, it's too high up and it's not high enough for the corn. It has to grow, like I said, this corn will grow between 4 to 6 feet. And so right now the Dutch bucket system that we have set up, it could probably only accommodate about 3 feet of growth. So we're going to build another Dutch bucket system that's down low, and it's going to have the same type of lighting fixture where it has 10-foot lights so that we can raise the lights as the plants grow taller. And so, you know, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you have enough space for the plant to grow as well as for you to raise the light so that the light is not touching the plant, because what that'll do is actually burn them. So you don't want that to happen. So I'm going to show you guys what this looks like after we add the plants, and so I'll be back. Okay, so I have the sunflowers set up right here, and I have the zinnias over here. And with the beauty of hydroponics, I know right now the plants are small, but as they grow, they're probably going to start crowding each other. So with hydroponics, it gives you the option to be able to move the plants around. So I'm going to let them grow a little taller, a little wider in this system, and I'm probably going to have to move them to, or separate them a little bit so that they're not crowding each other. But basically, what I did is I have a net pot here. Get it, I can light. I have a net pot here, and the plants are inside a root plug, and I just use these lava rocks. I'm sorry, these are not lava rocks. I just use these little stones that I have. There's a number of different types of media that you can use, but I just use these little stones, and then I put them down. Put them down into the little hole here that's been drilled out, and like I said, we're going to watch them grow for the next month or two. So basically the collard plants are going to be treated the same way. Now I'll show you real quick how I set up the Dutch bucket system with the corn. Alright, so here is my, I call it my hydroponics shelf. Basically, at the top I have the Dutch buckets. In the middle here I have a place to germinate seeds. This next level down I have an NFT system. So this is what I use to teach and demonstrate different things that can grow. So the corn is going to temporarily be up here in the Dutch bucket system that's at the top. like I said, we're going to build another system that they're going to be down lower because the plants are going to grow too tall. They're going to end up touching that light up there, and that's what we don't want to happen. So I'll come back and I'll show you what the corn looks like in the Dutch buckets. All right. So I have the corn planted in here, and I will show you all what it looks like when it's actually connected to the system. So I'll be back. Okay, so here we have the corn connected back to the Dutch bucket. You can see the ring emitter in there. So I have 10 corn plants we're going to grow, and we'll keep you guys updated on what goes on. Okay, so the setup. Again, we have the collard greens, kale, zinnias, and deep water culture, and we have the corn and the Dutch bucket systems. I'll give you all a update of their progress next week. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. Alright, see you guys later. Bye-bye.